How are we feeling, boys?
Feeling great.
Yeah? Feeling good? Freddie? Oh. That is a man who is ready to go. Let's do this! Woo! Alright guys, how are we doing? See, diving is one of those sports that people only really give attention to every 4 years, you know, during the Olympic Games. And what a lot of people don't really see is what goes on kind of between those 4 years, like all the hard work that goes in, because the Olympics obviously is a huge moment, lots of TV, and to a certain extent there's the Commonwealth Games and the Pan American Games, but the Olympics is the big one. And then on top of that, in the competition, we're only seeing for, you know, a matter of seconds on the boards, and there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. That's kind of what I'm wanting to do with these YouTube videos, with these vlogs, to show you a bit more about diving, because I think it deserves more coverage than it gets. Even, you know, in general, I'm talking about diving in general, not just in England, not just for me representing Jamaica. I reckon in general, I think it deserves more coverage, because for me personally, it might be a bit biased, but I think it's one of the most exciting sports in the Olympic Games. I mean, when a dive is executed perfectly, it's one of the most beautiful things ever. So I'd love to see diving get more coverage, and I'm doing my bit by doing these YouTube videos. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do kind of a day in the life and show you what I kind of get up to on competition days. If weather is known and how competition will go, it's not looking good because the weather sucks. Ugh. Very important. Okay, training's finished and we've done the parade. Now it's time to get the competition underway. I just need to go get my bottle. Done. It was an okay event, can't really complain too much. Everything went pretty solidly, but there's lots of room still to go in the final. So yeah, final a bit later on. I think it starts about 4 o'clock, so go grab some lunch now and then come back to school and get ready for the final, I guess. Easy. Okay, lunchtime. Turns out food options in Plymouth are pretty limited, so gone with the classic Subway. Love a good Subway.
And the mini rolls.
James got a pot noodle.
And
I got a classic meal deal.
Boring. Subway's way better.
nah, mate.
Subway's the one, man.
Subway 4 days in a row.
No.
3.
3 out of 4 days. So here we go, almost 1 minute final time. We're about to go get ready to train. How are we feeling, boys?
Feeling great.
Yeah? Feeling good? Freddie? Oh. That is a man who is ready to go. Let's do this! Woo! actions on the day. Didn't go exactly to plan, but that's what competitions like this are for, especially for me. I use nationals as a competition just to get kind of back into things, get back used to what it's like to actually be in a competition with the adrenaline, because it's so much different to training. Most of the starts, they were flying around, going around so easy, I just didn't know what to do on the ends, and that's something that I can take from the event and go into the next block of training and work on the come-outs and how I stop myself from making the mistakes that I did today. Forget the mistakes, there were a lot of positives, and I say all the starts were really good. That means I was doing the right thing in competition. Without a good start, as in going as high as possible and getting into the right shape, the dive's not going to be going well, so you could have the best come out and entry ever, but if you can't get the right start, then you're going to struggle to get that consistently. So that's a major positive, so I'm going to take that and go into not only my next block of training, but into tomorrow, into 3 metre, and take that with me. So yeah, it's not something to be annoyed about. Obviously I like to compete well, I'd rather not make mistakes like that, but it happens. That's diving. As I mentioned earlier, when dives go beautifully, it's one of the most amazing things to see, but that doesn't always happen. On to the next one, I guess. Tomorrow I've got 3 metre, see how that goes, but as I say, the ultimate goal is not especially doing well here, it's about the summer, about the World Champs, and even further, it's about the Olympics in 2020. As my coach said last week, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and you kind of got to take your time and go through the processes, and sometimes it gets worse before it gets better, because you learn from your mistakes. If you never make any mistakes, then you're not going to learn from them, and eventually it might go wrong. That's something that many young divers can learn from, and not just divers, many people in sport, whatever sport you do, you can learn from that. It's don't let the mistakes dwell on you for too long. Use them to learn how you can improve in your sport and get better as you go further on, because without a mistake you won't learn how to do something different or what you could do differently. And also, with that being said, I actually had a decent prelim. Like, the prelim was okay, and when it comes to World Champs, it's kind of about the prelim. If I want to make it through to the final, I've got to have a good prelim. So I dived alright in the prelim. There's still a lot more room in there. I didn't bring it out in the final, but I showed that I could do what I need to do in the first competition, which is very important. So that's a massive positive. That's a massive positive. Even though the competition didn't go well, or as well as I wanted it to go, I hope that you've enjoyed a little insight into a day in my life and a day in the life of a diver on competition day, because it's something quite unique.